Hello and welcome. Welcome, everybody. I am Jessie, the Sleepy Koala, and this is my 500 subs live show Q&A hangout chat. Thank you for joining me.
Hello.
This is Eric, my husband.
Hi. I'm also tired, but not a koala.
That is true.
Yes.
You might remember him as joining me on the what was it? The philosophy of reading book chat,
Yep.
and also the bookish things about me, where he guessed things off my bookshelf, which was a lot of fun to film. Eric is going to join me today and is here to also ask questions, to answer questions, and to overall have a good time. So thank you very much for joining us.
Yes. And if you're watching the VOD, thank you. And hopefully our volume and things is good. Hopefully that's true.
Yes.
So.
Feel free to leave questions into the chat for the actual stream. You can also leave questions after the stream on the VOD if you want, and I will go through and answer those questions in other comments. So, yeah.
Oh, the audio works. Okay, I just
Cool.
needed to check the audio works because it doesn't have a thing.
Yeah, gotta make sure the audio works. This is the first time using Streamlabs,
That's
so
true.
have no idea. StreamYard. No idea if things are actually working. And we're just kind of talking at a computer and hoping that things are happening and that things are working.
Yep, new technology.
Yes.
So we also have drinks.
Yes, this is a celebration stream. So we both have drinks. I have got mimosa. Eric has got a
amaretto and ginger ale.
Yes, and this is really a stream for like hitting 500 subs, but also it was our first year married anniversary yesterday, so we are also kind of celebrating that, and I'm drinking out of a glass that Eric got me for our
it
anniversary.
has a cute thing on it.
Says, "Whoop, nope, it's
kind of it." Wow,
I cannot actually read it anymore.
You just cannot read it on there.
I think it said "My Sun and Stars." They were very cute. They were a set of glasses, so that was really lovely present.
Yes, and it has been so great to have Jess over here, and yeah. So how does it feel to have 500 subs?
It feels a bit crazy.
Yeah,
it's actually a little bit intimidating. I've kind of had the thing where the longer I've been on YouTube and the more subs that I've had this realization that more and more people are watching me and my channel, and like that's a bit intimidating. So it feels wonderful to have 500 people subscribed and to know that so many people like watching what I'm doing. It's a bit intimidating, but I'm getting there. So thank you everybody for joining today, for watching my other videos, for subscribes, for likes. Like they all really do help with the YouTube algorithm, with getting things out there to other people, and like it does mean a lot to me that people actually want to watch my videos, which I'm still a bit in awe of, because why?
500 people at least.
I think it's 518 at the moment.
Wow. Yeah, we were gonna do this earlier, but then we went to Jordan Con, and it's been real busy.
It's been busy.
Very busy. But yeah, no, it is pretty crazy to get that many subs. But also she is a ball of anxiety all the time. So
yeah, that too.
That's why we have the drinks.
Yeah, I have pretty terrible social anxiety and just like anxiety in general. So that makes life fun. And like, that's part of the reason that Eric's actually here today, is because I didn't want to do my first one of these by myself. That was a little bit too hard for me to handle. So I decided I'll bring along my husband, and he can be the moral support. And it's nice to have someone else here, and it also helps make something a bit more familiar, because I am used to filming in larger groups of people, which is easier. So having someone else to bounce things off is really nice. We have a couple of comments.
We do.
First is from Jancy. Thank you, Jancy. Thank you for the congratulations. And also, hi, Luca. Hi, thank you for joining. I would love to go to more conventions, but I'm sadly not in the US. I feel you there. I really feel you there. Being from Australia, there was not very many things there that I could go to either.
Australia is so far away.
Australia is very far away.
Very far.
So I definitely feel you there. It is hard when there is so much happening in one country that people talk about, and you want to be able to go, but you just can't. And like there is that sense of like missing out because of it, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I do feel very privileged the fact that I can go to conventions now. But yeah, I totally get you there.
Also, Jessa's computer has been slightly freezing, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect the stream. I've seen it happen twice here, so
Yep.
yay. So
Yay.
hopefully the VOD's going to be okay, but clearly the people in chat haven't mentioned it, so there you go.
So we are here to answer some questions, and yeah, feel free to drop questions into the chat and we will answer those ones. I also had some that were curated beforehand, which I will maybe have better answers for because I'm not good at being on the spot. I'm really bad at being on the spot with most questions. So
you don't want to do an improv show, Jess?
No, I'm not a comedian. People wouldn't laugh at me. They would. Oh no, sorry. They would laugh at me. They wouldn't laugh with me. But to get into some of the questions, did you want to ask the first one? Just cut down and say who it's from.
Sure. This first one is from George Lund. What books that you loved as a child have held up well on rereading them as an adult?
Okay, so I was a chronic rereader for most of my life. So I've been rereading a lot of the stuff from not adulthood, sorry, from teenagehood in particular for the last decade or so. So they hold special places in my heart. So in one way, it's like, do they hold up? I don't know. Do they hold up for me? Yeah. Some of the series that I still have are the Ranger's Apprentice series. I loved that series as a kid and like really, really got into it in high school. And then I reread everything that was out. When was it? Probably like start of 2018. And those books were still so good on the reread. Like I still really enjoyed them. They're so short. So I was getting through them within a day, which is like not something I'm generally that good at. I'm not that quick a reader. I'm not a slow reader, as Eric likes to say that I am, but I'm not like Mr. like 800 words per minute.
Yeah, I'll just grind through like 3/4 of Level Ascension in a day, you know?
Yeah. You just read very fast.
Yeah. So they're like an eighth of a Brandon book.
Yeah. They're like this big. Like they are quite short. The writing's quite big. There's quite a lot of space on the page. Like they're not big books, but they are fun books. And like that sense of fun and adventure, and also my connection to the characters, still there. And I then got into the Brother Band series, which is the side series to Ranger's Apprentice. And I didn't think I would like it because I didn't like getting into new things, even by the same author. And they were so good as well. Like I fell in love with those characters, and then they started crossing over. And something I love is when things cross over. So
what? No, that
well, I got into the
like you. Yeah.
But yeah, so Ranger's Apprentice, that was a great one. Power of Five was also another really good one that I liked a lot when I was a teenager. It's by Anthony Horowitz, who did some spy series that I can't remember the name of right now, but the spy series got really big. But this was one of his other series that he kind of just stopped writing at some point, and we didn't think the last book was ever going to come out. And then he just kind of dropped it out of nowhere. And the last book was actually really good. So I really enjoyed that one still. Some of the books aren't as good, but the ending was still really good. And the highs that I enjoyed in high school was still there. What about you? Do you have any books from when you were younger? Cosme doesn't count. What else have you read?
Yeah, God. Having time to read's fun. I didn't expect me to answer questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you answer things.
Oh,
maybe
no.
not everything.
But... That's why you were like saying, "Hey, do you want to see the questions ahead of time?" I didn't understand what she was going for. It's like, oh, I'm answering questions, not just here to look pretty. I have actually one for this next one.
Okay, so let's get to the next one.
Well, George Lund has a second thing. So it's like, conversely, what books did you love as a child that turned out to be not so good when you read them as an adult? So I would say Aragon. The time when I first read Aragon and Eldest, and by the time the third book came out, I was like, wow, this did not hold up. And I couldn't get very far into an Aragon reread. That did not work out super great. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't read Aragon. I wasn't into dragons as a kid.
Mm.
And I'm still not like the biggest person into dragons. I think it was because it was always pitched to me as a boy thing. Like dragons were for
Mm.
boys, and I was
Mm.
a girl, so I wasn't
Mhm.
allowed to like dragons.
Right.
So I just kind of internalized that misogyny and went with it for my entire life. Um, but yeah, I never read Aragon. But the one series that this actually started crashing and burning when I was still a teenager, but for a while, everyone in my group at school and everyone I knew was really into it. It was the Maximum Ride series. And this
Mm.
is a series about a bunch of kids that are
Hello, Issa.
hi Issa, thank you for joining.
Your question will be soon.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, this book's about like a bunch of kids who were like turned into angels, and we were into them. We were really into these books. And then the book Fang came out. And Fang is the name of one of the characters. And this book was so bad that it just destroyed the series for pretty much every single person I knew.
That's
and every
impressive.
single person I have talked to since.
That is impressive that there could be a book that
And
bad.
they just kept going downhill from that. Like,
Oh,
I've
wow.
never seen a person who was into Maximum Ride still be into Maximum Ride. And I have
Wow.
like I kept them for years. I only gave them away when I moved to America because I just like carted around books all over Sydney for a decade and didn't read them.
Oh,
And
so we don't have those on the bookshelf?
no, I got rid of those.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, I had no desire to reread them. They just went really bad. But for a time there, I was really into them.
You know, Jancy Olds in the chat has a very good question for you, Jess.
Yeah, so let's do some chat questions. Sir, have you been watching the Shadowhunter TV show? Did you watch it? If so, what do you think of it? I did watch it. I personally loved it. I love Cassandra Clare. I love Shadowhunters. She is my second favorite author behind Brandon Sanderson, and I am like always there for the new Shadowhunter books. I really like them.
Next Chain of whatever book. Chain of Thorns. That's the title. That's the title.
Yeah, Chain of Thorns. Yeah.
I remember.
I'm sad it got pushed back again.
Oh
It's
no.
not coming out till start of next year.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was sadness.
Well, no.
But
not that it would be a Christmas
the
gift for you
cover
anyway.
reveal comes out on like the 19th of May, and then the backside cover comes out on like the 2nd of June, I think. So I got an email about it. So I'm really excited about that. And then I can like suck in the collector's editions. I'm super excited.
I haven't read these books, but Jess does talk about them a lot. And,
yeah.
Yeah. She loves Chain of Gold.
Yes.
No, Chain of Iron.
Chain of Iron, the second one. Second one
Chain
was
of Gold.
really
Yeah.
good.
You didn't like Chain of Gold as much.
But with the TV show, I actually appreciated that they decided to go in a completely different direction and they stuck to that. They didn't try and half it. They knew that they were going to alienate a lot of people by doing this, but they made that decision anyway, and they just went on their own path. And I like that they kept the skeletal structure of some of the biggest points and kept those in, and they just did their own thing. It was everything that the word adaptation can be. Like, there is nothing in this TV show that was meant to be a replica. It was entirely what an adaptation can be. And I respected that. And I actually really enjoyed it because I kind of let go of the fact that they weren't following the books and they weren't going to follow the books. So I might as well like be along for the ride and just treat it as effectively visual fan fiction and see how it goes. And like the first season, super cringy. Like I found it really hard to get through that as someone who like desperately wanted to watch the show. And then everything after that, I was really into. I really, really liked. So I loved it. I know it is so polarizing to so many people about whether they like this show or not.
I can't empathize with a show that maybe recently came out that maybe made big changes that fans don't like or something. That doesn't sound like that would be polarizing at all. Oh, wait. Super polarizing.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So that's my thoughts on the show. What else have we got? From Luca, Percy Jackson will forever be one of my favorite childhood favorites that still holds up today. I've heard really good things about Percy Jackson. It seems to be having kind of a resurgence almost. I don't know if there's new books coming out or what it is, but everyone seems to be talking about Percy Jackson at the moment.
Oh, it's because
probably the show actually. Yeah.
You know, but that Rick Riordan post, you know the one I'm talking about. You go read that.
Yeah, that was good.
That was great. And that makes me want to read Percy Jackson.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Rick Riordan for putting that out there, knowing that he will polarize and like lose fans because of
Yeah.
it. But like it needs to be said, and a 12-year-old girl should not have to deal with harassment
Yeah,
because she is black. That
Yeah.
like no one should have to deal with that harassment like at
Yeah.
all, regardless of their age, gender, sexuality, right, like race or anything.
He was
But she's
so
12.
sassy. It was so good. Go read it.
Yeah. So I haven't read them. I don't know if I will read them, just because I'm not the biggest into middle grade type stuff. But I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
one day,
Yeah.
maybe one day I'll get to them. There's just so much to read.
Yep.
Okay.
Aw.
Oh, sorry, we keep freezing on my end. Thank you so much.
Aw.
What else have we got?
It's so exciting to have people come because it's like if 17 Chart does a stream, we're gonna get some people, but like that like 500 is still not a very large size. So like getting anyone is like that's pretty exciting.
Yep. I agree with everything that you were saying right now. I agree with that. Yes, thank you, Kate. I still haven't read Chain of Iron because I was kind of disappointed in Chain of Gold. Still want to read it, but I'm nervous. Okay, so let me sell you on Chain of Iron.
She has lots to say on this.
Chain of Iron is very different to Chain of Gold. Chain of Gold, there was so much packed into that book. There was a lot of action. There was non-stop plot. There was multiple endings. And it just felt like really fast and like you were thrown a lot of information at once. I did not feel that for Chain of Iron. It felt very different and won't appeal to everyone, I think, because it is different in this way. But Chain of Iron, I thought, was kind of split into two halves. The first half was a character study and relationship study of what is going on between like Cordelia and James and Matthew and who else was there? Lucy.
Cordelia is such a good name. I
Such a
haven't
pretty
read these,
name.
but like Cordelia is such a good name.
Yeah. So it's very much a character study. There's not much plot that happens. And because we've already met these characters and kind of fallen in love with these characters, to me, that just kind of deepened what I felt for the characters and how much I was attached to them. And then the second half is much more plot based, and we get some really good setups for the third book. I thought the ending was done much better than the ending of Chain of Gold. I had some issues with the ending of Chain of Gold.
That is an understatement. Jess is just I don't know anything that's going on, but Jess has had a lot to complain about. Chain of Gold, but she like Chain of Irons is like one of her favorite books.
Yeah,
like,
it's like up there with Lord of Shadows as I think some of the best writing from Cassandra Clare. I just found it so good. I felt like she was walking a tightrope on like what she was trying to do with trying to get into character stuff without losing plot stuff, but then going into plot stuff without losing character stuff. And I think she walked it really, really well. So that is my pitch for Chain of Iron. It is very different to Chain of Gold. If you like the characters in Chain of Gold, you're probably going to like Chain of Iron is my pitch. That's what I want to put out there.
we should do Issa's questions.
Yeah,
joined a bit ago.
Let's do some more questions.
It's always the difficulty with these is balancing chat questions and the questions we had before.
Yep.
But we're gonna get to them.
Yes.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yes. So Issa's questions were up next. Question number 1 is, what is your all-time favorite book? For me, that is Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. I love that book. I thought it was perfect. And like every time I read it, it's just amazing.
Yeah, that was the second one.
That was the second one. Yeah.
Hopefully Chain of Thorns can stick the landing because Queen did not stick the landing.
Yeah, Queen didn't stick the landing.
Rip.
Queen was messy, so I'm holding out for Chain of Thorns to like be the best third book in the series. Though like the end of not Throne of Glass, City of Glass is like hard to beat. That's a good ending to a Cassandra Clare book.
That Queen of Air and Darkness was one of the first one, like, because that came out like when we first started getting together, I think, and it's like I remember you having lots of thoughts.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite book? Which Brandon book do you like the most? Eric's a big Brandon Sanderson fan. You can find him over on www.17shard.com for your news, discussion, theories, and fun.
Welcome to Shardcast. Hey, how's it going? We definitely weren't uploading a Shardcast earlier today. It's really close between Words of Radiance and Oathbringer. I think I'd say Oathbringer. Let's say
Yeah,
Oathbringer.
Oathbringer's
Oathbringer
pretty
is
good.
really good.
Yeah.
And your close second?
Close second for me is Words of
Words of
Radiance.
Radiance is so good. You know, I'm gonna throw some shade.
Okay.
Words of Radiance is so much better than Way of Kings, and I don't understand why people like Way of Kings more.
That's not throwing any shade at all. Like, that's just a known fact.
No, there's tons of people who like the
Words of
Way of
Radiance
Kings
is
is
so much better.
where Way of Kings is their favorite Stormlight book, and I don't know, yeah, Way of Kings is an extended prologue to the actual book that I want to read, which is Words of Radiance.
I almost didn't get into Stormlight because of Way of Kings. Like, if I had
Yeah,
not had a ringing endorsement on the series
yeah,
from one of my
yeah,
best friends and had not already read Mistborn, so I knew Brandon's writing style and I knew that I trusted him to bring things together,
yeah, and
I
that's
would
what he
not have
says,
finished Way
right?
of Kings like at all.
That's
I struggled.
that's what he always says. That it's like you should really trust my writing before you get into Stormlight, and that's so true.
Yep.
No. Oathbringer's a controversial opinion. Look, some people really think Oathbringer's plotting is like that there's filler, and I totally disagree. The way Oathbringer links everything together, there's the Unmade, and they're dealing with that, and it just all comes together in a amazing ending. Like Oathbringer's ending is amazing. Now, I think Words of Radiance maybe on average is better. Like because Words of Radiance is so good. Words of Radiance is just really
Words of
good.
Radiance is just so good. Like,
And it's good all the way through.
and like I was really nervous going into it because like Sanderson did like sell me on Way of Kings in the end, but I kind of got to the end of it, and it's almost like when they put out a sequel to something, and you just have that nervous energy of like, are they gonna be able to continue on from this and like still make it good and still make it something that people like want to engage with? And it was good, and it was really good, but I did have that nervous energy of like, can he like top this? Can he make it any better?
I just want the true desolation, and it's like, all right, let's get that started, and just like seeing how all that worked, like just like part one of Oathbringer. Like if you go, like maybe it's old hat after you've read the other books, but part one of Oathbringer is so good, and like you get to really expand the world like way more than you thought. And it's so good. It's so good. That book's really good. I can at least see why people think that it's like maybe too long, and like I can understand people not liking an ending like that. That sort of ending is completely my jam, like so much.
Yeah. Also, just like this was me, my first read through Way of Kings. Like even when I go back now, I'm like, I like Dalinar, I like Shallan, and I know I do, but I still
Yeah.
like have those moments where I'm like, I have the echo of memory of being bored by it.
I think you and I were both going to do a Stormlight reread. I don't know if we're going to do anything on this channel for a Stormlight reread, right?
I have no idea. Maybe.
Okay. Well, Jess and I are going to reread Stormlight because there's Stormlight 5 coming up, and we beta reads. We gotta get we gotta know what the hell we're talking about.
We gotta remember the books before we get there. But like Eric will start the book on like the 1st, and then by I don't know, like the end of the month, I'll have caught up to him. He'll be done in like 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days is totally reasonable for a Stormlight book. Yeah.
When I first read them, I did get through them quite quickly, but like I don't know,
and I also have summer off, so I can just read all day. And what better day is just having the time to read all day. That's the thing. I just don't have the time to just devote to a whole book, and so I'm just like, that'll be later. I'll read it later.
Yeah. Okay. There was another Stormlight question from Kate, so let's do that one. Who is your favorite character in Stormlight Archive? See, this is kind of hard because of kind of where Sanderson's at with his crossovers of things. And there's kind of a character that turns up in Rhythm of War. And if you know who I'm talking about, he's kind of one of my favorite characters, but I don't want to say because it is a giant spoiler for the most recent book. So let's not do that. But otherwise, I'd probably go Kaladin. Like Kaladin was like my latch onto character when I first started Stormlight. He's like his story got me through book 1, and then I just kind of like firstly was massively crushing on him, but secondly like really enjoyed his story and like following through with Bridge 4 and everything from there. I did get a bit sick of him in Rhythm of War. I can do with less like Kaladin magical fight scenes, thanks.
This is what Jess and I, because obviously now that we're together, now we just talk about the things, and so now there's not a lot of groupthink, but a bit of groupthink, and we're definitely like kind of done with a few less magical fight scenes in Rhythm of War. I'm just like my eyes sort of glaze over. I'm like, is anything interesting happening?
Like, I was fine until Rhythm of War, and like then it just like hit me hard that I'm like, I don't care as much about these fight scenes anymore. That I was just kind of a bit oversaturated by that point. But then also the training montage with Kaladin and like Rhythm of War. We don't need a training montage with Kaladin every single book. We just don't. Please, please not one.
I need space whales. I need the space whales. They're gonna be in space, going to Ashen. I'm slamming the table, and I'm sure that is happening into the microphone. I need a training montage with Kaladin and space whales. I was gonna say some other spoilers, but that's what I want to. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Kaladin is bae. You're totally right, Kate. Yeah, totally agree. Yep, you're totally right.
Oh, George, we did your question just a bit ago.
Oh yes, George, your question was at the beginning. Thank you for joining. And yeah, I think I would agree here. Oathbringer has the best Sanderlanche.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it has the best Sanderlanche, and I love how Oathbringer like just starts. And you just get the last flashback and you just go right into it. It's like, oh, we're doing this right now, because you didn't quite expect that, and it's so good. I remember getting that in the beta, and I think I was just wearing my underwear all day, and I got part 5. And no, I didn't. Thankfully, I didn't have anything on that day, so I just I think it was a Wednesday, and I didn't have to go teach on Wednesday, so I didn't even need to go into campus. So I was just in bed, just on my phone, reading. I plowed through that. It is so good.
Also, Jancy, like Hero of Ages, really good. I reread it recently, and just like Chef's Kiss. It's just like up there with that. That is such a good ending. That's maybe the best ending I'd ever seen to a book.
Yeah.
Before getting into Stormlight, then I think maybe some of those beat out for me, but like Hero of Ages is just such a good book.
I'm so excited to see book Stormlight 5, where there's a big Sanderlanche like Oathbringer and and Words of Radiance, because Brandon said he designed Rhythm of War differently. So
okay, so let's do some more questions.
Yeah.
What other questions? We had a couple more from Isa. We had, what do you do outside of booktube? So I'm currently studying to go and do a medical laboratory technician degree so that I can do scientisty stuff with human things in the future.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
Because you need extra degrees and stuff in California compared to Australia, so I get to do a bunch more study, and also have to go like a lot more into like sides of it that I wasn't expecting. Like I have to do a phlebotomy course, which will be interesting because I had a fear of needles for most of my life, whereas in Australia, like I was working in a transplantation laboratory and like would never have even had to go anywhere near doing that.
So we'll have to see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But yeah, that's what I currently do. So I'm studying chemistry at the moment, and then like we'll do.
She's killing it, by the way. She's killing it. She's a ball of stress, but she's killing it.
Eric works at the college that I'm going to.
I'm faculty there.
He's a math professor there, so like direct all of your math questions to him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will know the answer.
Yeah.
He knows many answers.
Probably. As long as it's not too high level. Like very high level math. No.
Okay. And next question was, what has been your happiest moment in booktube till this date? Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, I put out a video when the secret projects for Sanderson first came out, about him having this Kickstarter and all of that, and it's just like me being super excited about it. I was contacted by CNN.
No, CBS.
CBS. And they put a clip from my video into one of their news segments.
One of the two YouTubers.
Yeah.
We thought there would be a big reel. Like it goes Brandon talking, and then like, and you were the first one.
I was the first one. And the other one was Treebeard, who also had like a great clip. But yeah, I was expecting like this like really quick cut thing of all these different YouTubers talking about it. And no, it was literally like a clip of me saying a sentence and then a clip of Treebeard saying a sentence, and that was it. So I was pretty blown away by that. I thought
there were no other YouTubers.
No, I thought it was spam initially. I thought it was like some sort of scam, and like I looked at the email address. I was like, no, the email's legit.
You do know
So
to look at the email address.
yes, yes, I have been scammed out of something before. So
Yes.
and like there was no way even looking at the email addresses in that scam would have fixed it. So
I guess that's
like
true.
there's only so much you can do. The scam is going to be smarter than you.
Yeah, no, that it was super cool, and that was like a super extensive CBS interview as well.
Yeah,
In
like
there,
it
so that
was
was
a
cool.
really interesting interview. I think it's like 5 minutes. I'll find the clip to it and I'll put it into the description of the VOD after this.
They didn't ask me to be on CBS. Your thumbnail was better for that video.
I had a pretty good thumbnail for
It was,
that
it
video.
was really good.
Okay, so next question is from Charlotte at Chatty the Mad Chatter, who I'm doing.
That's such a good YouTube name.
It's such a good YouTube
That's
name,
that's a good YouTube
and like
name.
she is just amazing and so full of energy, and I love watching her videos. She's actually having issues with her computer at the moment, so she's putting out no editing videos, and they are just on the
that's
ball.
her. Yeah, you were telling me that. Yeah,
And these are like up to 50 minutes
Oh
where
my
she
God.
does it in one take.
Oh,
and
wow.
honestly, it is so good. I highly recommend her
that's
videos.
that's the Total Biscuit way. He was a video game YouTuber, and he always did his stuff in one take. He
Yeah.
did not edit his things. I was like, oh my God.
So yeah, she is amazing, and I'm doing buddy reads with her at the moment for the Darker Shades of Magic series. So that's going along nicely. She would like to know which
you should tell the story about the book
about
Darker Shade of Magic.
what story?
The book 3 thing where you
Oh, yeah, I'll tell that story first.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to start book 2, and like I buy it online and I start reading it. I get to chapter 3, and then I realize I'm in book 3. And I'm like, this is very abrupt in the start of it, and I feel like some of this stuff has been alluded to, but it's now very solid all of a sudden. Yeah, it took me 3 chapters to realize, and it kind of gave me some spoilers for the end of book 2, but in a way it was also kind of helpful for my read for book 2. But yeah, that was very silly
that
of
was
me.
very funny.
But yeah, at least I didn't get any further than that. But
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Chatty's question is, which fictional world would you like to visit on a holiday? It is hard for me to pass up Red London because I am currently reading Darker Shades of Magic, because it sounds really cool and interesting, and there's magic everywhere, and it just sounded super cool, and I wanted to go there. Or I would say Anima from the Mirror Visitor Quartet, the first one being A Winter's Promise,
Oh,
because it just seems so homesome and lovely, and everyone would just take care of you, and there's just animate objects everywhere, and it just sounded really nice. So that is what I would say.
Which one would you live in? That's the next question.
Scadrial. Era 2 Scadrial. Era 2 Scadrial's like
Era 2, not Era 3?
Well, we don't know Era 3 yet.
Yeah.
So that's
Just
me
the furthest on the
taking
tech tree.
taking a gamble of like what Era 3 is actually like. What if it's like Era 1 and it's terrible, and like you never want to live in Era 1. Like, just because the tech's better doesn't mean the world's
If I'm the
better.
Lord Ruler, I'll that's not true.
Whereas Era 2,
I mean, they still don't have plumbing, so like that's kind of a bummer.
in Era 2?
Era 1.
Oh, right. Yeah. They have plumbing on Russia, though. That's a fun fact about it. Yeah, they set up
Oh.
plumbing in Cabrantha, and has gone through to the war camps.
Just just looking at me is like, no, in Cabrantha. I'm like, I trust you completely. Like, I didn't remember it. She wrote the Cabrantha article, so if you Google Cabrantha, you'll know.
We work on we're editors and staff members for the Coppermind Wiki.
We met through there.
We met through the Coppermind Wiki. Eric proposed to me there. It was very cute. It's still on the homepage, like in the history.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wrote the Cabrantha article. So, but yeah, I probably do Era 2 Scadrial because it like has pretty good conditions, and like women aren't treated terribly, and like
be better,
it is
but
getting better.
yeah,
It's not the
getting
best.
better.
It is
Yeah.
getting better.
Yeah.
But like they're like 1900s technologies.
Yeah.
So like we're like starting to get into modern era things that we have, and I like that. So that's where I'd probably
Nice.
choose. And places to stay away from, Roshar, because
You don't want to be on Roshar. Sorry, you just don't. That's not a good place to be.
yeah, I would not want to live on Roshar with all the gods and the war and all of the stuff that's happening all the time. Or Tavane, the city from Foundry Side, because I read that recently and it just sounds like a hellhole. It just
I
sounds
did
really
really
bad.
like Foundry Side.
Foundry Side was great. I would definitely recommend that book. Okay, what other comments do we have? Warbreaker is a great book. I am rereading it at the moment. Definitely wouldn't say it's my favorite Sanderson book, but it is like pretty damn good.
That's my go-to intro Sanderson book. I think it's a good balance of the writing's pretty good, and it's a standalone, so it's not like here's Stormlight, here's Mistborn. There's a lot of books.
Yep.
At least Mistborn you can still like do the first trilogy, and you get a complete story. So,
yeah, it's a nice entry book. Yeah, like very nice entry book into Sanderson. Really shows like how accessible his writing style is, and also shows like how dark he doesn't go. And like these are like some thoughts that I've kind of tucked away because I'm rereading it because I'm on the 17 Shard Span Reads reread series. Ooh, and we're recording that soon,
which you should totally check out.
Yeah, we've just
the
started
analytics on that
1.
second video is not good.
Yeah, but yeah, it's lighter than another author could do, and I like that. Like, yeah, that's part of why I like Sanderson, is he doesn't feel the need to like give you like every single really gory detail and make it like the most unpleasant reading experience it could be. He just gives you enough so you get the idea and then moves on. So.
Did you know why Shardblades cauterize limbs? Do you know the story? It's because Brandon wrote the prologue to Way of Kings and he thought it'd be too bloody if it didn't like shear off limbs, and because Seth just murders everyone. And so he's like, oh, I gotta change this because that's just way too gory. I was like, that's such a great way to like just switch the magic so it doesn't do the thing. Yeah.
Okay, some more questions. So El Rodriguez, who is in the chat, thank you so much for watching. Why did you start reading, and what motivates you to continue doing so? I don't remember when I started reading. It's just always been part of my life, and something that my mom would do. Like, she'd read to me when I was a really little kid, and that just kind of evolved into me reading myself and kind of continuing on. I did take a bit of a break between like end of high school and like halfway through university because I was just burnt out from being forced to read so many books I didn't like in high school. But I just kind of picked up what did I restart with? I restarted with Cassandra Clare, and because I knew I liked her books and there were new ones out, so I read the new ones and then just reread the whole thing and binged the whole thing, and it was like, oh, I really like doing this. Why did I stop doing this? So I've just kind of kept going from there. But I used to just reread, and like when I restarted, I just kept rereading different things. So I reread Ranger's Apprentice. And it wasn't until the start of last year I was like, I kind of want to try something new, and then started reading other things that were new to me, and I've just kind of continued since then. And I don't really know what motivates me to continue. I just kind of want to know what's in the next book. Like, they just sound so interesting, and I'm like, I want to know what people are talking about.
You like reading?
I like reading. Yeah.
I like reading too. It's just Brandon keeps putting out so many things.
Yes, Brandon is making it hard to read non-Brandon things by putting out so many Brandon things.
It's really hard.
Okay. What do you like the most about this channel? I really like that it has forced me to read more now. Like, this is a double-edged sword because it does, in a way, stress me out sometimes if I'm trying to read too much. But I do like that I get through more things now than I used to. And I also really like getting new recommendations from other booktubers, because before I didn't really have anywhere to get recommendations from of things that I'd like. And it'd just be, if I saw something I recognized in a secondhand shop, I'd pick it up and take it home. And that was my only way of getting recommendations, really. So I like that I get more recommendations, and I think just getting more recommendations does help me read more as well. But also just the community. The community is really nice. It is nice to have like a community on my videos so I can chat with people in the comments, which is always lovely, but also chatting on other booktubers videos or in Discords as well, and just getting to know people. So that is really nice. I really like that.
Yeah.
And the best question, I think, if you had to pick a single book to take with you to a desert island, which one would it be, and why would it be Cytonic? So I would love to take Cytonic to a desert island because I need some kindling for my SOS fire. Like, it just make great kindling, I think.
just am.
So Cytonic is not as bad as I sometimes make it out to be. Like, it is still a book that I've read multiple times. I just didn't like it very much.
Well,
And some people like it. Some
did,
people
did
really
you
like
did
it.
you read it because you wanted to, or because it was work? More because it was
More
work.
because it was work.
More because it was
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. I have not read the Queen's Thief series. I haven't actually heard of that one.
Is
Okay.
everyone having fun? I'm having fun.
I'm having fun, except this room is like
Yeah.
boiling hot
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
the windows are closed and the
Yep.
curtains are closed, and we
Yep.
have these like studio lights on, and then all of my monitors, and then 2 bodies, and it's like, oh, there's a
Yeah,
lot of heat in here.
Yeah, I did one with the green screen with 4 of these lights.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun at all. I much
No.
prefer being downstairs.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It also doesn't help that there's 2 of us in here.
Yeah, definitely doubling the bodies like makes it much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Questions from Patrick Ryan. If you could interview any author, alive or dead, who would it be, and what questions would you most want to ask?
Ooh.
I couldn't think of an answer. I'm really bad with questions like this. Mostly because a lot of the time I don't get too connected to who the author is as a person. Like, really, the only person who stands out from that is Brandon Sanderson because I got so into his books. But even like Cassandra Clare, like, I don't really care if I ever meet her. Like, it would be cool if we happened to be at the same thing. I would probably go see her if I went to Comic-Con and she was there and it didn't cost me $100 to do so. But I'm not the type of person who wants to like talk to authors all that much. And I do feel very privileged that I've been able to ask Brandon questions before, but I didn't feel like a massive burning desire to do so for really anyone else. So
I'd say Isaac Asimov.
yeah.
He's like like he's just a really smart dude who just like knows a lot of things, and so that'd just be really cool to talk to, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what questions I'd want to ask because I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, I could see talking to Isaac Asimov.
He dedicated a book to a slide rule
Oh, that's cool.
because he wrote so many books that he didn't know who to dedicate things to anymore. So he dedicated it to a slide rule. True story.
Huh.
I wrote a report about this, I think, when I was a freshman in high school.
Oh,
And
interesting.
I learned this.
Okay, next question is, who is your favorite animal companion? So I kind of have a couple, and it depends on like if you're talking just like specifically animals, or if you're just talking about kind of the animal companion trope.
Animal companions.
But I think like the ones I would choose are like Tug the horse from Ranger's Apprentice, because I didn't realize how connected I was to this horse until like something happens, and I was like, oh no, not Tug, oh no. So definitely Tug. Wildwood Dancing has a frog in it called Gogu, who is just really cute and really sweet. And I haven't actually read Wildwood Dancing for a very long time, but I remembered really liking Gogu as a character. Boomslug from the Skyward novellas is
Animal companion.
a animal companion. This is Sky, everyone. The shot
He
of
did
Nauseum.
he did not want to be picked up, but I picked him up.
No, he doesn't like being picked up.
No, he like almost coughed like 3
Oh.
times when I picked him up. So I'm gonna
He like
put him down.
puts up with it, but he doesn't like it.
He's very cute though, but he's probably very dark on the screen.
Yeah, probably quite dark on the screen. Oh, if it makes you feel better, I embarrassed myself in front of Hank Green as well. Hank Green is probably someone who I was more excited to meet than authors for some reason. I don't know. I just got really into like the stuff with him and John and like Vlogbrothers and their podcast and stuff. And I just had no idea what to say. And I just walked up and I was like, "Can I get an autograph?" And I felt so embarrassed. He probably didn't think anything of it whatsoever.
This is our other cat.
This is our other cat. This is Aona, the other shard of
She
Nauseum.
looks so scruffy and grumpy. Wow. Yeah, they're so big now. They're 1 year old as of like a week ago. They're so big. I'll put them back to sleep now.
They are so big. Yeah, they used to be so small, and like when we first got them, we kept them just in our master bathroom because we didn't think they'd be ready for the whole house, and now it's like almost like a torture thing to put them into the master bathroom if we ever have to, because they're so much bigger. It's like they have so little room for such big kitty cats.
Yeah. Look, I kind of miss having such small kitty cats, but they grow up so quickly. Stop about it. They're so big. They're adorable, though.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Thank you very much, Jansu.
It was just a great timing to get some cats on screen, I thought.
Yeah,
With the animal companion question.
Very like tied in really well. What else did I have? Oh yeah, Boomslug from Skyward. Boomslug's best slug.
Great.
Like I get Doomslug is like a fan favorite, but now that Boomslug exists,
better.
it's like Boomslug's better.
Yeah.
And even though I didn't like the book, Mr. Kindley from Nevernight, I did quite like Mr. Kindley. He was a pretty cool cat. So
sunglasses.
Yeah.
Cool cat.
Okay. Another of Patrick's questions. What's one thing about being on BookTube that you wish you would have known when you started your channel?
Oh, that's a good question.
It is a good question. And it took me a very long time to think of an answer because I only really came up with one when I was talking to you this morning.
Oh.
And there are things that you know are fine, and you support the people if they're like, I have trouble doing this. Like, if someone's like, I've only read 2 books this month, it's like, it's okay. That still makes you a like valid booktuber. Or like, if you don't read fast enough, or like you have to take a break from things, like these things like still make you valid. Or like if you like one genre but don't like another one, all of this makes you valid. But being on BookTube, I have felt like this pressure that's pulling me in different directions of like still making me question whether it's okay if I only read a couple of books in a month and I don't read the most books that I could possibly read. Because like I had a month a couple of months ago where I think I read 8 books in that month, and like that was huge for me. Like that's a lot of books. Whereas this month I'm not reading that much at all, but I feel kind of bad that I'm not reading that much. So it's like the thing I've definitely learned is like there are things that you know are fine, but you still question whether they are fine, even though you know they are. And like that questioning just wasn't there beforehand. Like if someone else had said, I only read 2 books and I feel bad about it, it's like, it's okay. You're allowed to only read 2 books. You don't have to worry about that. You're still like, you're still a booktuber. You're still a reader. You're still valid. But like, it's just that questioning that kind of comes from it.
You might be wondering why I was chuckling and looking that way. It's just because Aona was just meowing really loudly outside the door. And I was just like, oh my God, Aona.
Yeah. What have you learned from being on YouTube? Because Eric's been on YouTube for like 5 years now. Which 17 shot.
Define what it means to when I started. Because we started and then that didn't work, and then we restarted in 2017, and that so I learned that you really need to have a good schedule. So you might wonder, how does Shardcast happen so consistently? My force of will. And if people can't make it, then they can't make it, and we got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, we're going. I need people. It also helps to have a big cast.
That does help. Yes.
But I wish I knew more of the technical stuff, because like that stuff I just didn't really know. Of course, for your channel, I knew some of the technical things, and so that's been very helpful.
Yes, Eric has helped me with most of the technical stuff on my channel.
What if we get a pre?
I think I can set up the camera myself.
Yeah,
I had to set up the
aperture
camera.
Priority.
I had to set up the camera myself after we came back from Jordan Con, and I'm like, I can do this. It can't be that hard. I know the setup, and yeah, I had to still message Eric and be like,
oh yeah,
I don't know how to do this thing.
Explain the menus via text. That was fun.
While he was at work, and like still I screwed something up with the audio, but it was fine in the end. I just boosted myself in post. I'm like, I did everything I thought was right. So
maybe you didn't turn on the phantom volume thing.
Maybe I don't. I just click the on button.
Veronica's here. Hello.
Hi, Veronica. Thank you for joining. What's your favorite video that you've published? So I'm really proud of the Skyward series that I did. Of like the recaps of each of the books. It kind of was a last minute decision that I made. And I think I did I did book 1 and book
Mhm.
2 from memory, like, back to back when
Mhm.
I recorded them,
You
and
had
it
read them a lot.
shows. And then I had to do Cytonic, and I was like, "That's okay, I know what's in Cytonic." I had to go and reread the book because I couldn't remember
I
what was
mean,
in
you'd read
Cytonic.
Skyward and Cytonic many, many times, so
Skyward and Starsight? No, I've
Skyward and
only
s
read Starsight twice.
oh, but Skyward you could do.
Skyward, yeah. I don't think I could do it anymore is the thing.
I guess that's
Don't
true.
know why, but yeah, I was really proud of those. And yeah, I think they went really well. I still get like people watching them now and like finding them really useful. I think that's the thing I like is like all of these people like leave comments to like, this was so helpful. I'm going to start the next book now. I'm like, I'm so glad I could help people.
I
I
I
have
like
achieved something.
I like how, the Cytonic videos are my favorite. Yeah, look, a good salty video can be really funny.
Yeah.
It's true.
And like even when I'm salty about things, I try and like find some good in it. Like even with my Cytonic video where I'm like, I hate this thing. Like there are things in that book to be praised. And I did try and make it at least somewhat balanced. It's just like I also want to be true to the fact that I don't like it. And like I'm not gonna hide that fact. But
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I'm glad
Jancy
you like
being
them.
Jancy being biased towards Skyward. Is this Jancy?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
so.
this is Jancy.
Okay, okay.
Jancy writes really great books, everybody. And the Skyward novellas are just like A plus fantastic.
I just wasn't sure with the last name, so
Yeah, wasn't
but
sure either.
that comment makes me definitely think. Yeah.
Oh, so this was actually am I God, which way do I have to go? This way. This was actually a present that I gave Eric for his birthday last year.
Powered by StreamYard.
Um, and yeah, the odiums was actually
Hi, Jancy.
a joke that Eric made on Shardcast that
It's true.
between Sky and Sea, Heather actually turned into a joke meme, and I messaged her. I was like, "Can I buy a copy
And it
and
wasn't
make it
magnetic,
really
so we
big?"
couldn't use the thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get it as magnetic print, but turns out the metal I bought wasn't magnetic, so
Yeah.
that was really annoying. But yeah, so
I don't know, Jancy. Sometimes the last names are different, and I don't want to assume because assumes make an ass out of
you and
me.
me.
So I don't want to assume. But thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Um,
Okay, so we have another question from
that makes
Kate.
sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. What are your favorite hobbies, things to do outside of reading?
Is this time for me to bring in one of the crocheted things?
Oh yeah. I don't know what you want to get.
I know what I want to get.
Is it Chubzilla?
Yes.
Yeah. So I do crochet. Not so much at the moment, but I got into crochet not last Christmas, but the year before because I made Eric a little bumblebee in secret and like sent it to him across the Pacific Ocean and couldn't tell him for like 5 weeks that I had been crocheting this thing. And like I got really into it. So I just kept crocheting afterwards and I'm like doing this thing in secret from him. But I really enjoyed doing crochet. I like the satisfaction of like making a thing and it being there at the end.
I have a few things.
Okay. Oh, okay, so this is one of the more recent things I made. This is just like a giant octopus that
That's so cute.
took ages, but was really nice.
This is one of the first things she made. Is a big bee,
Yeah.
and this has a heart,
A little heart on
pinned
it.
on it. But look how cute it is!
It's
so
really
cute.
solid. You could throw that at someone and do some
Oh yeah,
damage.
yeah. No, this is a chunky boy.
Beefy boy.
And then we have the Chubzilla. How cute's this?
Yeah, I love Chubzilla. He turned out really well.
I still have a picture, the picture of you on my phone.
He's
He's
got the little Santa hat on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like to do crochet and just like I'm really
so cute.
Hello. I'm so happy. I'm really into like watching videos at the moment on like 18th century clothing and like all of the clothing historians on YouTube like Abby Cox and Bernadette Banner and I forget her name. There's someone else, but I can't remember her name. And I've just been going down that rabbit hole at the moment, and just following a lot of their stuff. But yeah,
What is going on with our lighting? Producer Eric's
one moment.
on the case.
Technical issues.
No, it's just we're so bright and overexposed.
But yeah, so that's kind of what I do outside of reading. But I
It's
do
the
do a lot
camera.
of reading. That's one of my main hobbies. It's kind of like the thing where like I like gaming as well, but I don't do it very often because like there's only so much time and it's like I would prefer to read than do another
Maybe we'll
hobby.
play some video games together eventually, right? Maybe
Maybe.
some Civ. We've been saying this for a year.
Yeah, we've been playing say we'll play Civ since like before I moved.
Yes. We've been really busy. Like I've been on permanent overtime for like so long.
Uh, do a lot of good. Thank you. So I don't do anything else sewing wise. Because I don't think I have the temperament for it. I don't think I would be patient enough to actually be able to do sewing myself. I've done it in the past. I did it when I was in high school, and like I was just always wanting it to be done, so I would rush things and like everything always ended up crooked. So I'm not a big sewer, but crochet has been nice. Definitely I've made a couple of bigger things that aren't as good because I did rush through them because like I just want this finished. So yeah, that's kind of my problem.
You should click on Veronica's comment on my computer setup. Yeah, you can only see 3 of the monitors right now.
Yeah, there's another one on the other
Yeah,
side.
so we changed the angle, and so you can see over here by this monitor. I personally like the part where you can see a yellow tape measure. That's my favorite part, really. But you know, yeah, the cats were meowing so much, so I thought I'd
let them. She looks so disappointed when I was doing that.
so
Like just so displeased. Hey baby. Hello. I always wonder whether I should like bring them into the room when I'm filming and be like, "Hey, here's my cat on camera," but they just get in the wrong places, and then I have to go turf them out, and they're really annoying.
Wow.
And they keep meowing, and they won't shut up.
Can you guys hear the Sky's meows right there? Confirm for me in the chat if you hear Sky's meows.
He's kind of stopped now.
Well, he stopped now.
Yeah, but he was meowing.
He was meowing. It also helps to have the door open so it's not a blazing inferno in here. So you know what? I'll just be cat wrangler for a sec.
Okay. The last question from Patrick was, do hot dogs count as sandwiches? Why or why not? So I would not say that a hot dog is a sandwich. I would say that a hot dog is a wrap because you have a single piece of like container that you are wrapping around the inside, which is a wrap, not a sandwich. A sandwich is 2 pieces on either side.
Necessarily one piece.
That's because you're American.
No, sometimes they split apart at the ends.
So guys, did you know in America, like all the hot dog buns are pre-sliced? This is really weird because they slice them the wrong way as well.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you slice them downwards, not sideways.
What?
You're heathens.
What is this? What is this? I don't know. I think I need a divorce.
Hi, Mia. Thank you for joining.
You could hear Sky before. I don't think you could hear Aona.
Yeah.
Sky came over and was meowy, but I'm keeping Aona on my lap because if anyone's gonna get into trouble, Aona is.
What would you say hot dog is?
Dude, I don't know, but the wrap is not the right choice. Okay, like hot dog is in its category of its own. It's like a platypus of sandwich taxonomy. Okay. I had to think about that for a second. But it's not a wrap. And you don't top your hot dog buns up and down.
Yes,
That's madness. Why?
It's like a specific type of hot dog thing here. Like I looked it up and I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a
Freedom Way. Boom.
But I'm just gonna use like the name Chicago as like a way of doing it, but it's
Bye,
like
Luca.
the Chicago hot dog or something, and it's like specifically sliced downwards instead of sideways, and I'm like, this is weird. Firstly, why are all my buns sliced? I don't want sliced buns. I want to slice them myself because then I get to choose the direction they go. Because the first time I got hot dog buns, I didn't realize they were sliced, so I sliced them downwards, and I ended up with a quarter of a bun.
I didn't know that.
I thought I had told you.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I ended up with like
I may have forgotten.
a bun that had like this quarter chopped out of it.
Funny.
And that's how I found out the buns were pre-sliced.
Oh my god, that's so funny. No, but like No, slicing them up and down. No,
Why not?
no, no,
What's a better way to do it?
no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Otherwise, you've got all of the top bit on one side and all the bottom bit on the other
It's
side.
fine for things to have asymmetry, Jess.
No, I don't like it. What if
I
they're
knew-
symmetrical?
I knew the stream would just evolve into this. I see here. I was gonna mention when someone asked you your favorite Stormlight character, whether it was Adolin or Adeline.
It's Adeline.
Oh, is it Adolin?
We have different pronunciations for several of Branna's characters and places. I think there was at least one. That basically, if you've ever heard Kate and Michael and Kate Redding, who do the audiobook narrations, they say names differently
Here he
in the
comes.
audiobook.
Here he comes.
We present our cats.
He's gonna go on Shark.
Shard cats. You okay?
I'm doing great. Maybe I need another drink though.
I can't remember what we're talking about.
Me either. Oh, this guy just gonna lay there. That's cute. That's acceptable. That's cute.
See, Jancy gets it. Less leaking out the side. Jancy agrees with me, so I'm right.
Hey, look. My opinions don't need to be good. They just need to be sincere. They don't need to be based in anything that's rational or useful or anything.
This is very true, and I very much support this.
I just feel, hey, no, Aona's trying to go for Chubzilla. She can't do that.
No.
Let's go to Boiled Jellyfish's questions.
Yeah.
What is your name?
So I'm going to do all of Boiled Jellyfish's questions in one because it kind of seemed like it was meant to be this theme of like questions together. It's what is your name, what is your quest, and what is your favorite color? So my name is Jessie. My quest is to be able to work in a lab again. That would be nice, and get past whatever needle issues I have. That would also be nice. And my favorite color is the color red. And yeah,
it's not pink.
No, I think I've had to actually like officially.
This is news to me. This is why I'm like, wait, what?
I think I've officially had to change my favorite color to red because even though I love the color pink with all of my heart, I always seem to navigate towards red. That's not the right word. Like go towards red instead of pink. Even when I have the choice of pink, I'll still be like, yeah, but the red is nicer. So I don't think it is possible for me to say that my favorite color is pink when I'm constantly choosing another color instead. So I'm gonna go that my favorite color is red.
Literally yesterday, we're out on our anniversary date, and she's wearing a dress with red flowers, red hair, and basically Dorothy slippers.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm like, oh, I can't. Do you like the color red? I can't imagine.
Can't tell.
Can't tell. Anyway,
red
good to know. Good to know.
Then
for my info.
Eric's favorite color is ow. Aona bit me.
Okay,
she does that.
It's time for Aona to go. She bites.
Yeah.
That's why she's naughty and not allowed here.
She thinks biting is playtime, and no matter how many times we have tried to teach her not to, she continues to bite for play, which is very frustrating. Sky bites, but it's only if you're doing something that he's like, I'm very like uncomfortable and don't want you to do this, and there's like, look, I respect you for biting me for that. That's okay.
Yeah.
But
whereas Aona bites just fun for fun.
She just thinks it's fun.
Yeah. But if anything, the cats should only increase the analytics on this video.
Hopefully. I'll put like "and cats" in the title afterwards, so people know that they should stick around for cats.
Should we edit the thumbnail to put a cat in there?
That sounds like work. I don't know. That sounds like
make
effort.
I need to make a thumbnail.
Wow. Anyway, your turn. What are your answers to Boiled Jellyfish question?
I'm Eric. What's my quest?
I don't know. What's your quest?
I want to be a fantasy author. This summer, I really got to get writing. See, the problem is I'm just influenced by Brandon books, so they're really big books.
Mm.
So yeah, but like I've been on permanent overtime for like 6 semesters, more than that probably. And so I haven't had a lot of time. So I should have time. I need to get in a nice habit this summer so I can continue during the semester in the fall. What's my favorite color? Blue. It's totally blue.
Yeah.
If you ask me what color I should pick for a thing, I will pick blue generally. Like a nice, good royal blue. Nice. Like the color for Jessie, the sleepy koala, like the text that's on stream here. That's
a nice blue.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Give me a nice blue car like that. That'd be nice.
Yeah. There's some blue cars that aren't very nice.
No, that's certainly true.
Yeah. Okay. So the next questions are from an erudite adventure, I think it is pronounced. Unfortunately, I don't actually know your name. I'm so sorry because you have an acronym on Discord and you don't say it in your video. So I am very sorry about that. But thank you so much for the questions.
Guy has found a box and he is sitting in.
Sky is sitting behind Eric's computer because he found a box back there. Is it time to kick Sky out? Oh, okay. We've got him in the box. He is a box cat.
He's in a box. How cute is he?
It's very cute.
Okay, time for you to go, Sky. We didn't need the top of the folder box anyway. That's fine.
So the first question was, what is your favorite genre? My favorite genre is fantasy. And I'm slowly getting into sci-fi, but also kind of a mixture of like young adult fantasy going into adult fantasy because I've started reading adult fantasy, but I still enjoy young adult fantasy. So there's like a lot of fantasy there and like some sci-fi, getting to some sci-fi. And then Eric likes fantasy.
Fantasy.
You like sci-fi as
Sci-fi
well.
is good as well. I'm very excited for future Cosmere things where it's like good sci fantasy things.
Yeah.
Love it. Because it's in space, so it's science fiction, right?
So, for anyone who doesn't know him, Pete at Ponderings of Pete did a fantastic video looking at like the definitions of fantasy and sci-fi, and we share the opinion that like to say that just because it is in space and nothing else, it is sci-fi, that is lazy writing, because that is lazy writing, I think, because there is more to science fiction than it just being in space. And a lot of the time it is publishers that are reducing things down to like the broadest categories they can to try and like market things. And it has like pushed this idea. And there is like so much more to science fiction than that. So it bugs me when something is like labeled as science fiction and then I read it. And I read a book like this, and this is kind of where I formed this opinion. I read this book that was like, it's about explorers on the moon of Jupiter, and they're going underwater on the moon to see what they can find. And it gave all of these vibes that this was going to be like this really sci-fi intense story of like these explorers on this moon, maybe finding aliens in the water. And I'm not going to say the title of it, so it's not really a spoiler alert, but like nothing happens. Like this entire book, nothing happens at all. There's no aliens. There's like not even interesting.
Maybe aliens.
Was there?
Well,
no.
Yeah, because wasn't the scientists go crazy?
I can't remember.
And then like left?
Well, it's not explained.
Because it's open ending.
Yeah, it was like this giant open-ended book, and it's just like there was nothing science fiction about this except for the fact that you put it in space. Like
technically,
you could have done this book
in space right now.
This book could have been done on Earth and them just like exploring the oceans on Earth, and would have had the exact same book except for like some description that's like actually is on the moon in like of Jupiter's moons, and that was it. And I got to the end, I was like, I was looking for a sci-fi adventure, and what about this was sci-fi?
Wouldn't you say technology in the future makes it science fiction?
It wasn't technology in the future.
Wasn't it?
It was modern day technology. I would say if it's like technology in the future that we don't have, then yeah, I would say that is a very big element of science fiction. Science fiction is looking at what could be within the realms of like how it could happen. So yes, I would call that science fiction. This book was not science fiction. It was using modern day technology. Like there was nothing about the technology that was like, oh, this is even interesting, let alone like this is far future interesting.
See, I generally put space stories in science fiction.
Yeah, I think
Sue
you're
me.
wrong.
Sue me.
I think you're wrong.
Sue me.
Well, that was more in that question than I was expecting.
Mostly just because I'm trying to troll you and
Yeah, that's true.
distract you.
God, that book was really bad. Like, not even because it wasn't what I thought it was going to be science fiction wise. The actual book was just really
Did you
bad.
talk about it on the channel?
No, this was before I started
before
booktube.
channel?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
I think I put a review on Goodreads about it.
Check out our Goodreads.
Yeah. Hey, someone agrees with me.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Thank
you
you
guys
for
can
agreeing with
both be
me.
wrong. That's okay. That's a very this is a very reasonable point of view. I would just say like near future technology, even if it's like exploring the ocean, you maybe could categorize it as
But
sci-fi.
nothing it was
depending.
near future.
You could.
Like it was like they just like went scuba diving. That's what they did. It's like they just took modern technology and went scuba diving with it.
I think you might be discounting the amount of technology to get to Europa.
Yeah, but we didn't do any of that. We started on the moon. We didn't even go to the moon. We just started there.
On Europa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they used the higher
Oh,
technology to get there.
so what you're saying is all the sci-fi elements are outside the book. They're not on the page, but it's fine.
Okay, fine. You win this time, maybe.
Okay, so the next question was
Pouty face.
Pouty face. You look cute. Who was your first booktuber that you found and subscribed to? So I stumbled into booktube through Murphy Napier, but I didn't really watch her book videos all that much. Instead of things like Q&As and games and like interactions she was having with her subscribers more than anything. Like I wasn't super into like watching book reviews or like TBRs or anything like that. But it got me more into the circle of booktube, and then I just kind of started exploring outward. I don't know who I watched next. It might have been Elliot Brooks. I know she was like one of the earlier ones as well, just because like you watch one of their videos and
They're
like
always
the other
recommended.
person comes up.
Yeah.
And like they're always recommended based off each other. But yeah, I got into booktube through Muffy, who is a absolutely lovely person.
We should
And
message her.
yeah, like she's really, really sweet and nice. And yeah. So I'd highly recommend her videos, and I still watch hers all the time. Like she's just a fun person to watch. Like I like the way she talks about things. I like her sense of humor, her personality. It's good. It's good. So she's great.
Can I back up a second? We need to talk about hot dogs some more. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just looking at Jancy's comment here about the like, are you gonna eat the hot dog with like the stuff on the top, like the bun? Like the bun's gonna go like this, and then
Yeah.
like the stuff's on the top.
Yeah.
And you just get the stuff right on your teeth, like the top teeth.
Where else are you meant to put the stuff?
I'm just saying on the sides, and it's not like right on your.
But then you
Your
can't
front
close
teeth.
the button. Like you can still do that if you cut it straight down.
What thick ass buns do you have that you can close the hot dog bun?
That's
Innuendo.
That's a short I should cut out of this.
What?
Wow. Like you can put. I don't know why you put it on the side. We went on a.
It just seems so weird to have all the toppings at the top to chomp into. It's weird. Rather than bun and then hot dog and then like I don't know. This seems weird.
See, I find it weird to put it on the side, including like the
We'll see.
sauce.
We'll see. You put the ketchup everywhere, obviously.
I mean, that is the obvious choice. Yes.
You put it on the top and the bottom, but you don't like have it exposed.
But like we went on this food tour recently, and like one of the places was selling sausages.
Yeah.
And like I was watching them make the like assemble the thing, and like they put the sausage in, and then they put like ketchup on one side and like mustard on the other.
Yeah, I don't agree with how they did the toppings. Yeah, that's true.
Firstly, I'm like, why are you putting them on the side, and why are you putting them only on one side. If you're gonna put it on the side, put them both on both sides so that there's enough. Otherwise, you get like weird mustard on one side and tomato sauce on the other side taste. And I don't know. I just find it weird.
So you're saying just put it on the top.
Just put it all on the top and like the sauce underneath as well.
But the buns. Okay, that's fine. That's
Cheese can
fine.
go on top or underneath. So
Cheese?
you don't put cheese on your hot dogs?
Oh. We're learning things about each other. It's our 1-year anniversary as of yesterday. We're learning maybe some deal breakers about each other.
4 years as of November, and we still didn't know this.
No. See, I put ketchup on my hot dogs.
I put tomato sauce on my hot dogs.
Yeah, well, you're Australian, and technically tomato sauce is slightly different.
Yeah, I know. Tomato sauce
ketchup.
and ketchup taste very slightly different. There is a
ketchup's
very
way
slight
better.
difference.
Way better.
It's fine. Like, you wouldn't say it's bad. It's just
Do we
like
need to
always being
import
different.
some authentic tomato sauce?
No, I'm fine with ketchup.
Okay.
Okay, what other questions do we have?
We didn't
Veronica.
ask the last one from Erudite Adventure.
That's true, but Veronica also has a question.
That's true.
Another infamous debate: are there more doors or wheels in the world? I don't know. I don't know how I'd answer that.
Wheels.
Yeah, I'd probably go wheels.
You generally need more than one of them, and I think there's going to be more cars than houses.
Well, though technically, cars
Houses
have
have more.
doors, so you're all the cars are actually gonna,
Oh.
assuming a 4-door car, they're actually going to cancel each other out. So in that case,
Damn.
it would be. But then you've got motorcycles; they don't have doors, so maybe it would be doors.
I guess it would be doors.
Yeah, I guess
The
doors.
logic is sound. All right, doors. Wow.
That's okay. That's okay. It's okay not to like
You're
ketchup.
fired. I guess that's fine.
Okay, and the last.
More ketchup for me. That's fine.
But I want some ketchup.
I mean, I do use more ketchup than you.
You
That's
do.
a fact.
That is true. That
That's
is
a fact.
just true.
Jess
Yeah.
was astonished how fast I go through ketchup.
Yeah. Okay, last question from Urite Adventure. What's your favorite fantasy creature? Okay, so I had 2 fantasy creatures that like they fall in the animal companion trope, but like they're definitely not animals. One of them is Mokina from Tsubasa Chronicles, who is like this really cute little creature that is called a meat bun at some point. So if you know what a like Japanese meat bun looks like, it kind of looks like that, but with
Do you
like
cut it vertically
rabbit.
or of course?
I don't know. I've never had one. It has like
I don't
little
think I
rabbit ears.
I didn't think I have a meat bun when I went to Japan.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
But Mokina is very, very cute and like kind of annoying sometimes, but just like also very cute. And then there was Gregorovich from To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, who is the ship AI on the ship that I don't remember the name of, but like part of the best part of that book. Because that book was a little bit up and down, but like the actual characters in that part were really cool, and Gregorovich was like fun in like a very sassy way, and had a very horrifying backstory. So
What
my
is
type of
that?
character.
Is that a fantasy creature or is it a science fiction creature?
Well, that was a science fiction book, so
Yeah, the question said fantasy creature.
yeah, but screw you. Ketchup is the blood of poor tomatoes. I love it, Mia.
I prefer to phrase it as the best part of tomatoes.
But tomatoes are so good. No, the best part of a tomato, as much as I love them, is the salt that you put on top. Because the salt is the best part of most
Jess
things.
puts a lot of salt on
Salt
things.
is so good.
She's
love
gonna have
salt.
very high blood pressure eventually. She's gonna be very sad.
Eventually, but not right yet. Not right now.
Yeah, YOLO.
YOLO.
No one says YOLO these days. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, it's gone out of fashion.
Yeah. I'm very hip with the kids.
Okay, the next questions were from Dominish. I don't think I've heard this, so what's the story behind the sleepy koala? So, the Sleepy Koala was me just trying to come up with a YouTube name. And
You don't do your intro thing anymore to explain it.
no, I found it kind of awkward, so I stopped doing it.
I think it's
Um,
cute.
but like the idea is that like I am always tired, so I am sleepy, and I am Australian, so I am a koala. So that is the story behind the Sleepy Koala.
Funny you should say this, Veronica, because when Jess met Brandon, we definitely talked about this.
Yeah, I got to talk
We
to Brandon about salt
and
intake.
I was like, "Oh yeah, Jess puts on lots of salt like you do." I have given salt packets as a gift for Brandon, but he has travel salt, and Jess has travel salt, so it works out.
I lost my travel salt. I need to
Well, we
get
could get.
more.
How did you lose the salt
Well,
shaker?
I took it out and I put it somewhere.
Maybe it's with the Galaxy phone.
I keep losing things in the house and like then they're gone. Never
They're
found
gone.
them again.
I half think that the cats do something with them, but I'm pretty sure that's probably not true.
Well, they haven't thrown anything up yet, so
That is true. That is true. If they throw up string, then they're probably not eating salt shaker Galaxy. But look. I have never grown up with pets, and really, if there's a loud crash, now I can just blame the pets.
yep. All the ghosts. You never know.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay, the next question, I think it's about you. Your partner does a podcast, if I remember correctly. Which came first, your channel or his works? And did one influence the other? How do you manage both of you partaking in these pursuits? So Eric started first, like 5 years ago, plus on Shardcast.
It's true.
I kind of started booktube separately to all of that because I'm also on Shardcast irregularly.
On the
And
things you want to be on.
other things I want to be on, like there's a lot of choice there of what we are on and what we are not on. And
Yep.
all of the recording for that happens on the weekends, whereas like I do a lot of my recording during the week.
Mhm.
So it doesn't really run into each other all that much, which is helpful. That would
Yep.
definitely make it harder. But
Yeah, I need to watch more of your videos. I haven't watched all of them.
it's okay.
You haven't watched all the podcasts.
I haven't watched all the Shotcast, yeah.
To
be fair,
they're much
Shotcasts are
longer.
3 hours
That-
long.
they're like not all 3 hours. Actually, only one of them is actually 3 hours long. I'll have you know. But
The rest are just like, 2 hours and 59 minutes.
yeah, I will say that Jess's technique in like doing shorter videos, like I did try that for my Cytonic review, and I thought that one turned out pretty good. That video turned out well. Overly scripting kind of makes it feel a bit stilted, which was my Rhythm of War review. So
Yeah, I don't script things a lot of the time. Like if I've got like points to say, I'll like have them as bullet points and
Yeah.
use that as something to like reference. But a lot of the time I'm just like rambling at a camera and then like I just cut out the really bad bits and the bits that did really badly. And
Yeah.
the giant pauses when I like start a sentence and I get halfway through
Yeah.
and I'm like, time to pause for 5 minutes while I think of what to say next.
makes you just seem more extemporaneous,
Mm.
which is nice.
Yeah, I don't think I could do like a fully scripted video. Like I've done a couple of scripted videos for like my classes, my uni classes, and
You had all the tech ready to go for it.
I did them on the webcam though
Yeah.
because I needed the script and like
Hey,
it was
look,
so
you have
obvious
a
that I was
separate
reading
webcam.
something off a script and like to me I'm like this is terrible that I'm not being assessed on my acting.
That's right. Yeah, it's not an acting class, it's a chemistry class.
It's a chemistry class. Yep. Okay, and Dom's next question was, what one book is responsible for you being here today filming your 500 subs Q&A? That is Six of Crows, the book that I read and wanted to talk to people about so badly that I started a YouTube channel for
true.
it. And
You started a long video too. That was a
yeah,
big
my
video.
first video was a review of it. And it wasn't that long, it was only like 20 minutes. I mean, compared
Oh.
to Crooked Kingdom, which was a two-part, like
yeah.
40-minute video.
Maybe I'm
each.
remembering Crooked Kingdom.
Yeah. Like my first video wasn't too bad, and then like every other review onwards, I'm like, oh my god, these are so long, and I just ramble so long for characters. But like, I just Six of Crows was just such a good book, and I just loved it so much, and I wanted to really like rant about it and get all of my thoughts out there on it, and yeah, so that started my YouTube channel. That was the first thing I did.
Yep. Um, mhm.
Yeah. Kayla from Kay's Hidden Shelf asks tea or coffee. I drink both tea and coffee sometimes, just kind of depends what I'm feeling. Generally, I'll drink coffee more than tea because I can have coffee cold and like I know I can have iced tea, but the iced tea I have just like isn't the best. And yeah, so having cold coffee is just a bit easier a lot of the time. And I'm not a big hot drinks person. So yeah,
Same.
you don't
Though
like tea or coffee.
no, coffee tastes terrible.
That's why you add sugar to it. I don't add
No,
sugar,
the
but
the the coffee taste is still there. I'm like, like we had tiramisu last night. I'm like, it's a little too coffee.
it was very coffee.
Yeah, like I don't mind a little bit of it for tiramisu, but yeah, but yeah, you didn't. You made coffee the other day and then you didn't drink it.
Yeah, it's still in the fridge. I keep doing this. This is like the third time. I'm just
Oh
not
no.
feeling like coffee at the moment.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Oh,
Who did I marry?
I stopped liking coffee. No, I still like coffee. I just don't feel like it at the moment.
Yeah,
And
it's so weird for you to change.
so weird for me to change.
I love that delivery there. That
Thank you
was
very
fun.
much.
Like I just drink the same thing all the time. Like I just drink Dr. Pepper. That's the thing.
I need a little bit of variety, not a lot.
No,
I can have the same thing over and over again for a very long time, but at one point I will need a bit of variety.
let's make spaghetti.
Not every night.
Spaghetti. I'll make spaghetti. It's delicious. Jess would agree. She would probably not agree that you need to eat it for lunch and dinner for the next 3 days. I would
It's
totally do
dinner
that.
food. It's not lunch food.
It's
Too
totally
big to
lunch
be
food.
lunch food.
Huh?
It's too big to be lunch food.
Well, you eat tiny person lunch.
Yeah, I do. I'm a tiny person.
That's true.
Okay, and Kay's other question was, "What's your most cherished book?" It's kind of a hard one. Thanks for coming, Isa.
Bye. It is, yes, it is very late there. That's certainly true.
Yeah. Um, this is kind of a hard
Cherished
question
book.
because, like, what do you mean by what
What's
is
what is
cherished?
that's a thing that we've influenced each other
Yep.
on.
Because like I've got books that I've been carrying around since I was like 10, and like they do mean a lot to me that I still have them and that I can still read them. But like there's nothing that's like particularly cherished. I like the closest thing I have to a cherished book that's like a single book I can think of for a specific reason is like my copy of Alloy of Lore is a misprint and has a bunch of printing errors in it, and I bought it just from a normal place. Like I just bought it from a normal bookstore, and like it happened to be a misprint. And it's really funny because I've talked to like Peter, Brandon's assistant,
Yeah.
and
You talked to
talked
Brandon.
to Brandon about it, and I talked
He was astonished.
to Mark, the Sanderson collector, and they're all like, "This is the worst misprint I've ever seen."
And Mark wanted to buy it
Mark wanted to buy it
for a lot of money.
So, like, this is probably my most cherished book because it has the misprints in it. I got Brandon to sign it because I thought it would be funny, and I'm just gonna only take that book to get signed to things if I run into Brandon again because, like, signing, like,
As you do, just running into friends.
I mean, it conventions and stuff, but like signatures don't mean that much to me. Like, I'm not a big like getting things signed person. So like I'd prefer to get this signed like over and over and over again in different spots to like get different books signed, I think. So that's probably the closest I have to like a cherished book, but I don't think that quite fits with what the question is asking.
Cherish is such a strong word, you know?
Yeah.
It's a strong word. Also, Michael's here and he says, each time I see this room, I get jealous of the charts in the back. These not cherished book, but cherished possessions are these two. Wow, that's totally not.
You okay there?
I fixed it. But these are actually the number one Almantic and ferrochemical tables. I am the only one who has them, and I will
As in,
Nope.
like, they're numbered, number
Yeah, they're
1
numbered.
of, like, all the printings.
Yeah, yeah. So I got the first one. And I better get the number 1 hemalurgy one. Or else heads are gonna roll or get spikes in.
That would imply that I'm good at
Whoa.
cosplaying,
That
but,
sounds like a lot of work.
like, it does sound pretty cool. It sounds like something that I would really appreciate someone else doing, um,
Yeah.
because I am, uh impatient. That's what I was trying to think of the right word. Because I am impatient with like craft projects. Like I do have a miscloak and I did make a harbor at one point, but they're both very not well made to put it lightly. Like I tried to
I
do
think
the
they're
thing.
nice.
Thank you. I tried to do them in like the least steps and least work possible. So they're not the best. And like I just don't think I have the patience and capability to be able to pull off like a mushroom cosplay. But that would be
Crafts.
so cool to see.
Crafts are so hard. I'm not a craftsy person at all.
I'm just too impatient for a lot of stuff.
Mm.
Like I just want things done. I want them done now. Don't want to wait. Like I watch like the sewing videos from Bernadette and stuff, and I'm like, wow, I'm so glad that like I only watch these and don't do them because I get impatient watching the videos. I'm like, but I want it to be done. I want you to be at the next bit now. And you're like doing small stitches. I'm like, that must take you so long. And
Yes.
like I applaud you for being able to do something like that with it just needing so much like work and energy and attention and effort. So
I will just say Jess's hair looks so good today.
thank you. I
Uh
watched it yesterday.
no, plus it just looks so good. She's so pretty. Isn't she so pretty? I'm very lucky.
You sound tipsy.
I'm actually doing great.
Okay.
If anything, I just need more water.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for coming. Also, yes, you're totally right.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
I like how the StreamYard logo
It's
is
like on
right
his
over
head.
it. It's really funny. It's that we couldn't have framed that better if we wanted to. That's so good.
Hold on, I need to take a screenshot of this.
I mean, it's gonna be on the VOD, darling.
Yes, but I want to do it now. Remember when I was saying I'm impatient?
I do recall this, in fact.
Okay, so we're at the last question. The last one is from Michelle Vaughn, and it is
Sorry.
what are the top 3 animals ranked can be wild or domestic? So I've been thinking about this for like 3 days since she put this question up. So I'm like, what are my 3 favorite animals? And I've got 2.
Mhm.
And like I kind of have a third, but it kind of falls in the same category as the second one, so I'm not sure if it counts. But like
Mm.
I think my favorite animals, I've got to say, are guinea pigs, squirrels, and hamsters. And like the hamsters and guinea pigs are kind of the same type of animal, so it feels a bit of a cop out, but I couldn't think of like something else that wasn't like a cat. I'm like, yeah, like cats are good. I love cats. I do love cats, but they're just not up there in the same way of like guinea pigs and squirrels, which are just so cute. And I wish I could have them all the time. Like, there's a beach near us that has a bunch of squirrels on it. Every time I go there, I'm like, I have to go look at the squirrels.
Australia doesn't have squirrels, so every time Jess
Yep.
is like, "Oh my god, squirrel!" I'm so excited. Whereas I'm like, "Yeah, it's a squirrel."
I'd probably have that for a ferret as well. Just because like we don't have ferrets either, so they're uh new and different and exciting. But yeah, squirrels are so cute. But oh my god, guinea pigs are like the cutest animal ever. And they're just
Every time we go to like PetSmart, she's like, "I'm seeing the guinea pigs."
yeah, I
and the
go
hamsters."
look at the guinea pigs and hamsters like every time I go to PetSmart. I have to
You're
like,
like,
sit
"Oh my
there and be like,
god,
oh my
it's
gosh,
so
you're so cute. And I was when we were there recently and there was a guinea pig that yawned. And it was just so adorable. And I got to
She
see
was
like
very
its little sharp
excited.
teethies. It was so cute. Oddly, yep, yep. Basically. So story time. Um, I had dogs growing up that they were like I had a lot of pets growing up, but like I had dogs for most of my life growing up. And I also got a guinea pig at one point. And me being like 8 at the time was like, it wants to go outside and like eat some grass or something. So I took it outside and it ran under our car. And then the dog kind of went for it. And then I didn't have a guinea pig anymore. I'd had it for like 2 days. I was very upset.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Yeah. It was I was very upset. I was like 8.
I can imagine 8-year-old just be very upset.
Yeah. So
I mean that is very upsetting.
but yeah, I think I'd rank them that way, like guinea pig, squirrel, hamster. So that would be my ranking. What are yours?
My
Animals.
top animal would be just sharks, except whale sharks. Screw whale sharks. Whale sharks are lame. I've had this opinion since 3rd grade. I don't remember what it's based on, but that's fine. Again, my opinions don't need to be good. They just need to be sincere. Sharks are awesome. And they are finally evolved killing machines.
Mhm.
They're really cool. Sharks. Cheetahs are cool.
Cheetahs are cool. Yeah.
And just kitty cats.
Yeah.
Also, you couldn't have been thinking about this question for 3 days because it was posted a day ago.
I posted it like 2 days ago. Maybe it was 2 days ago. Whatever. I've been thinking about it since it was put up.
Actually, it was 1 day ago. Giraffes are pretty cool. Giraffes. I love
cool.
how in Era 2 there's just references to giraffes. Like I love it because you think it's like, oh, it's like America, but then it's just like, oh, there's giraffes. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I love it.
Yep.
And
I love that there's like, what were they? Like on the walls of Era Theory, there's like pictures of lions or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That is right. Weird. Bears.
Bears are pretty cool. I've never seen a bear. Bears aren't in Australia, so I guess we've got koala bears and drop bears. We don't have like brown bears. I was thinking of like brown bears.
Drop bears aren't real.
Drop bears aren't real. I'm joking.
That's just what Australians tell dumb foreigners. But yeah. Whereas like me, I'm like, I don't care about deer, right? Like it's just whatever.
I'd love to see a deer. I've only seen one deer, but it was like
seen a deer here.
There was one when we were driving home, but it was like really dark and kind of like in the distance. So I haven't really seen a deer.
They're like all over the place.
Yeah, but I haven't seen them, so.
Well, you just need to drive more, then you'll see them.
Oh, great.
No, just like as you drive around, it's like, oh, it's in the yard or something. I'm not saying they're gonna like destroy the car.
No, I meant, oh, great, I'd have to drive.
Oh, okay. You're good at driving. You're just a ball of anxiety.
Yeah, I'm a ball of anxiety.
Yeah. Anywho, we are here. Capybaras.
I don't know what a capybara is.
I'll Google it.
Oh, yeah, those are super cute.
Oh, yeah, they're like giant guinea pigs.
Yeah, they're like giant guinea pigs. They're so cute.
This is so cute.
It's got little ones.
It's adorable. It's adorable. Oh, this actually worked kind of well.
Cute. That was so cute. Yeah, they look cute.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm from Montana, so like they're all over the place. I remember a time where I saw in the paper that it's like, oh yeah, a bear went into the high school. They had to close down the high school.
Yep. I can imagine.
There was also a police report where someone got drunk and punched a black bear. That's a real thing.
Yeah. We only ever had to close down the high school when there were strangers walking through it.
Oh, see, in America, well, there's lots of reasons why American schools get shut down. Anywho, do you have any other things?
No. If anyone has any final questions, feel free to put them in now. Otherwise, we will wrap this up. And thank you all so much for coming. This has gone on for quite a bit longer than I was expecting.
Yeah, I know.
But it has been.
I'm getting croaky because I'm out of water.
It's been a lot of fun. I had
a lot of fun
doing this and like interacting with people.
Often.
Yeah, do more streams.
Yeah,
at some point.
What, Jess? What's next for the channel?
I A lot of the same as now. I'm mostly currently sticking to I'm doing one video a week on Friday. That's not going to change. And it'll be either like TBR or wrap up if it's that time of the month, or like some sort of vlog or a um God, I've forgotten what they're called now. Um the lists people do all the time with the questions. Forgot what they're called.
Tags?
Tags, there we go.
We've been here a while.
But yeah, so just like a lot of the regular booktube stuff. Like I don't really have anything planned currently, but yeah, just kind of be chugging along. I hope people enjoy the videos.
Expect some duo videos with us. We'll do some on your channel too.
Yeah.
But we have some that we've wanted to put on the Shard channel for a long time. We're gonna do them. I'm not gonna spill beans on the Cosmere. I'm super NDA'd. Sorry. You can't pry them out of me. But yeah, no, I'm glad the people have enjoyed the stream. I've enjoyed being here. It's fun.
Been fun having you.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's fun, and just really easy to just chat. It is kind of nice that the chat isn't too fast, because then you could actually interact with them and like get to their questions eventually. Whereas like even like 200 or 300 people like on the Shard streams, it's just like it's just hopeless. You're
like,
just screwed.
There was a point before when there was just like a lot of things like on the side, like all the comments. I'm like trying to read through them really quickly, also talking and like looking at questions like, oh, there's so much here. How do people deal with this?
It doesn't help on the Shard streams when you have like 9 people and it's like, what's your favorite? And it's like, okay, see you in a half hour.
We'll be back a little bit
It's
later.
like any of the next half hour's questions, it's like, yeah, no, we're not getting to that unless
Cool. Well,
what happens if someone breaks the privacy thing of beta readers? They don't become beta readers anymore, that's for sure.
Yeah, there are potential legal consequences.
That too.
We are signing legal documents here, and like Dragonsteel could take us to court if we did break NDA.
Though they didn't used to have those. They didn't used to have those,
but they put them in, which is very good. It is very good that they have NDAs for things.
Yeah. So if you so you won't get any secrets from me. if anything, you get me drunk, you'll just hear me talk about math or something. Like you won't get any secrets. Jess can't pry out the secrets, so you don't want the secrets anyway.
I don't want to pry out the secrets.
You don't want the spoilers.
No, I don't want the spoilers.
Yeah,
I don't like spoilers.
Yeah, so you'll have to wait and see. Raffo.
Cool. Well, let's wrap it up there. Thank you all for coming. I will have another video up next Friday, and this one will go up as a VOD on YouTube to be watched as well. Bye. We will see you all next time. Bye.